Hey there. So, have you ever been tripped up by have versus have got? You are definitely not alone. It's one of those little English puzzles that can really make you wonder. But guess what? By the end of this, you are going to be a total pro. Let's jump right in and solve this thing. So, take a look at this. She has a new phone, and she's got a new phone. I mean, they look like they mean the exact same thing, right? So, which one is correct? Well, here's the kicker. They both are. The real secret, the real magic, is knowing when and where to use each one. And that's exactly what we're going to figure out today. Here's our roadmap for today. First, we'll crack open that have-got puzzle. Then we'll get into the nitty-gritty of building sentences. After that, we are going to take a trip across the Atlantic to see this huge split between UK and US English. We'll even see how have works in the wild before we wrap it all up with a final takeaway. Sound good? Let's do it. Okay, let's start at square one. What on earth is this have-got puzzle all about? Well, you can think of have-got as the way we talk about things we possess. It's not just about stuff. It's about our family, our features, pretty much anything that belongs to us in some way. And this is where it gets really useful. Have-got is incredibly flexible. It's not just for possessions like your phone. You can say, I've got a good idea. Or if you're feeling sick, she's got a terrible cold. You can even use it for family and how people look. It's a real workhorse of a phrase. So now that we know what it's for, let's figure out how to actually use it. And I've got good news for you. The rules are actually super simple. Let's break it all down. Okay, this table is basically all you need. For I, you, we, and they, we use have got. But for he, she, or it changes to has got. And see those little contractions in the parentheses like we've got and is got? That's how we almost always say it in conversation. To make it negative, you just slide not in there. And for a question, just pop have or has right at the beginning. See? Super easy. Let's see a real example. She's got curly black hair. Notice that? Not she has got, but she's got. That little S makes it sound so much more natural and quick. It just flows better, doesn't it? And how about a negative one? He hasn't got hair. He is bald. Simple as that. Hasn't got is your go-to when you're saying something is missing or not there. And asking a question? It's a piece of cake. You just flip the word order. Have you got a skateboard? The answer is just as straightforward. Yes, I have, or no, I haven't. Okay, and now for the big aha moment. This is where it all clicks. You've been wondering why we even have two ways of saying the same thing, right? Well, the answer comes down to a fascinating difference between British English and American English. This is the key that unlocks the whole puzzle. So here's the breakdown. Have got is huge in British English. It's the casual, informal, everyday way people talk. But if you hop across the ocean to the United States, have is the clear winner. It's the standard for everything, from chatting with friends to writing a formal paper. This little detail is a game changer. And get this. This is the most important part. Even though they sound a little different, and one is more common in the UK, they mean the exact same thing. So if someone in London says they've got a big garden, and someone in New York says they have a big garden, they are describing the exact same scene. Pretty cool, right? All right, so we've established that have is the go-to in American English. But what does that actually sound like when people are just talking? Let's check out a few real-world examples. Okay, picture this. You walk up to a hotel desk in the US. The person at the counter is almost certainly going to ask, do you have a reservation? You'll probably never hear them say, have you got a reservation? It's a classic example of American English in action. Or how about this one? You're at the airport, and an announcement comes over the speaker. It's going to say, the plane has a delay of 30 minutes. It's just that simple, clean has. That's what you'll hear in more official settings in the US. And for our last little field trip, you're on a bus and you want to get online. The natural way to ask is, does this bus have Wi-Fi? See that little helper word does? That's how you form questions with have in American English. Whew, we've covered a ton of ground. So now let's boil it all down into a super simple summary. These are the key things you need to lock in your brain, become a have and have got master. All right, here we go, your final cheat sheet. First off, take a deep breath because they often mean the same thing. Second, just remember that have got has a more informal British flavor. Third, have is the American standard. And now for the golden rule. This is the most important one. Have got is only for the present tense. You can't use it to talk about the past. For that, you just say, I had a red bike, not I had got. Got it? And just like that, the puzzle is solved. You are officially in control of have and have got. It all just comes down to where you are and who you're talking to. So now that you have this new superpower, here's a question for you. Which form do you think you're going to use the most? Thanks for hanging out with me and cracking this code.